What is up, gamers? Agent Normix back today for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the good old foraging. Why are we talking about foraging? Well, let me show you why. As you can see, you get strength every time you level up from foraging, which is insane because at the end of the day, damage is the most important thing in this game, and foraging gives you strength, which basically just makes you do so much damage. Like, I'm foraging 50, I do crazy amounts of damage, and everyone should try to get this skill as high as they can. In regards to how to do that, I will be showing you in this video because it is a grind, but once you get it done, you're done. You don't need to do any more foraging. You have the strength, you're good to go. So I am a person that really likes foraging, actually. I'm literally one of the top players in foraging. I'm ranked 67 right now. At one point I was like ranked 20 or something, and I'm like 28 million XP over the amount of foraging that you need to get level 50, just because I like foraging so much. You make some decent money off of it. At the end of the day, I don't do it as much anymore, but it's still a fantastic skill if you just want, to grind and just make some money. So we're going to go ahead and talk to you about the best ways to get foraging 50 as fast as possible and making some money along the way. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started with that. Alrighty guys, so for items you're going to want to get going on this foraging 50 is you're going to want the Treecapitator as an axe 100%. So the Treecapitator is great because you can basically chop a tree down like this, and it breaks it, and then you can move on to the next one. It has a 2-second cooldown, and then boom, you break it again. So you just keep running around, just breaking wood as fast as possible. It is a fantastic item. So I'll show you the crafting recipe. It goes for about probably 2.5 mil on the AH. So it's under the obsidian here. It's obsidian 8, so it costs 8 stacks of enchanted obsidian plus a jungle axe to make the Treecapitator. Whatever you do, do not try to grind foraging 50 with jungle axe. If you are an early game player and you have a jungle axe, use it to the starting to get your foraging up a bit, but do not try to grind foraging 50 with the jungle axe. You will just fail, and if I see you, I'll be very sad. So don't do that. Just go ahead and upgrade it. If you don't have enough money, just go farm zealots. Just do something else in order to make money. Or if you really are poor and just can't do zealots, go to like a different dark area like the spruce area and just mine some wood there and sell it with a Treecapitator. But yeah, I would just say if you don't have that, avoid foraging at all costs until you have the Treecapitator. Now in regards to armor, young dragon armor is what you're going to want, and the reason why is because it gives you faster move speed. So you get 500% speed cap instead of 400, so you're able to run around a lot faster and just mine wood faster than other people. So very good. On top of that, you're going to want the Wiser Necrotic Reforge, and the reason you want that is because with the AOTE, which is the other item you're going to want, you'll be able to teleport around and just be able to zoom by the trees and beat other players from getting the wood. So very helpful. I also have Ultimate Wise 5 on my AOTE. You don't need that, but if you can get that, great. So yeah, with the item being said, just have the Treecapitator. You can get away with not using Young Dragon Armor, but I would say the necessity here is the AOTE and the Treecapitator. Again, any armor set is fine here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at what else you need. Alrighty guys, so we are back here at the AH to talk about the other items you're going to need before foraging. Now, the first thing you're definitely going to want is a God Potion. These ones run for about 300k at the lowest. Yeah, 300k. And they give you positive potion effects for 24 hours, including haste 4 and foraging EXP boost 3. Now this is a great item. Back in the day we didn't even have those, so it was a really pain to grind foraging because you had to get a God Splash every hour for 100k. Nowadays you get this really OP potion that lasts for 24 hours. Keep in mind, if you log off, the potion effect doesn't lose time. So it's going to actually stay at the time that you log off at, so it's 24 hours of in-game time. For the other item you're going to want is the Booster Cookie. This item starts about 800k, but this one also gives you 20% more EXP, which is amazing because it makes it even faster. And just so you guys are aware, there is a server-wide EXP boost you'll be getting right now, just because the admins forgot to turn it off. And so you're looking at 60% boost from all these items. Now, the only downside of the Booster Cookie is it lasts 4 days, but it's IRL time. So if you leave the game for a couple days, the timer still goes down, unlike the God Potion. So just be aware that if you buy this and then take a break for 4 days, the effect will be gone. So you want to keep that in mind when you're grinding. Now, the last thing you're going to want to get is there's 2 pet options. One of them is going to be the Monkey Pet. legendary. You're going to want the legendary for this one. And just a pro tip, if you go to the Traveling Zoo and buy this, it comes at level 1, and a legendary one costs 18 mil plus 512 enchanted jungle logs. But if you look on the AH, surprisingly, like a lot of the monkeys are actually selling below that price. So this one's selling for 17.888 coins, which is a couple 100k cheaper than the 18 mil, and the wood cost, which would be probably make it 19 mil. So you're saving money, but on top of that, it's already level 69. So you already there are saving money and have a higher level monkey. So if you're gonna buy this pet, just get it off the AH instead of waiting for the Traveling Zoo. Now, if you can't afford that, I understand. The Ocelot, and you're gonna want to get an epic one for this. You don't need the legendary. This one gives you Foraging EXP boost by 30% level 100. So it just makes you, get more EXP faster, which is nice. But the reason why the monkey is so a lot better is because if we look here, let's go to the highest price. The Evolved Axes, which reduces the cooldown of the Jungle Axe and Treecapitator by 34.5%, that at level 100 is 50%. So instead of being a 2-second cooldown, it's actually a 1-second cooldown. So you could chop trees a lot faster. And I've done many tests on this, but the monkey pet actually outbeats the Ocelot pet just because of the fact that it could chop way more trees a lot faster. So that's something just to keep in mind when you're doing this. The Ocelot, you won't be getting as much EXP per hour, but it's still a good method if you don't have enough money to afford that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the strategy inside the forest when you're mining the wood. Alrighty gamers, we're back here in the Dark Oak section to talk about the most efficient way to be farming your wood. Now, of course, Dark Oak, because these logs are so thick, this is by far the most efficient log to mine to get EXP per hour. You'll probably get between 500k to 1 million per hour depending on how many people are in your lobby. So just keep that in mind. But if you cannot be mining in here because there's just too many people in your servers, jungle wood is not a bad spot either. Just keep in mind, you'll be making more money from selling it to the bazaar, but you will be getting a lot less XP. So depending on the situation, it just kind of depends. You got to weigh out your pros and cons there. So yeah, and I mean, the real method is just, break the wood like this and just chop the trees down, right? There are some things that can actually help you, find better lobbies than, having a really bad lobby, because having bad lobbies just makes it not fun. So one of the first things I'm going to say is when you're finding a lobby, first of all, if someone's being toxic to you and just stealing your wood like I am to this guy, just switch lobbies. Gotta be honest, don't get upset. I've done that all the time. I just get triggered all the time. I get mad easily at someone stealing my wood. Just switch lobbies. You'll more than likely, after a few minutes, find a lobby where no one else is in there. So that's one tip I'm going to say. The second tip is just keep an eye on what events are happening. If the fishing festival is happening in 3 hours and you don't want to fish for an hour, just come over here and forge. It's really dead. I don't know if you guys have ever been here when there's a fishing festival, but typically it's a lot more dead for that whole hour just because no one really seems to want to do this. They just want to do the event, right? That also goes with even the Season of Jerry or Spooky Festival. A lot of the times people are doing those events while you could be here foraging and getting maximum efficiency. So that's the other thing to keep in mind. And lastly, just kind of if you're a really try-hard gamer, if you want to try hard, become the top Foraging 50 god, you're going to have to commit. Here's the last thing that definitely is one way that I got Foraging 50. I live in the Pacific Standard Time zone, and usually around 9 to 10 p.m., I start foraging then sometimes. There would be nights where I would forage at 10 p.m. my time until 3 a.m. And the reason why I did that is because the server has way less people, so you're more likely to get a server where there's no tryhards or sweats bothering you. So that's a solid 6 hours of just being able to grind, or 5 hours, without any concern. So I would just check your time zone to see, but usually around 11 p.m. Eastern is when the server starts to have less people online, and that's your time to forge. So if you're a really committed gamer, just do that. So those are kind of some just suggestions I say in regards to how to get a really good lobby and how to get Foraging 50 as fast as possible. If you follow these steps, you should be able to get Foraging 50 honestly within 100 hours of grinding. It sounds like a lot, and it is, but trust me, if you just talk to friends or do something else, you'll be good to go. So, and you'll be one of the strongest players, man, because foraging gives strength. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to go ahead and actually start grinding myself. So, see you around.